Interchange 92880 has many features, and this would provide benefits to commuters and to community in several ways now that the interchange is open. Here are just a few of the features of the interchange. A new eastbound 92 connector that now links up with the northbound 880, which replaces the loop ramp, the old loop ramp that we had. A new connector also from westbound 92 to southbound 880 is added, which replaces the loop ramp that was in that location. Two continuous lanes connecting southbound Interstate 880 to westbound 92, a much needed capacity in that corridor.
For me, this actually was a project that began 25 years ago with the legislation that I'd introduced that later got called Regional Measure 1, which allowed for a toll increase on Bay Area bridges to pay for a number of projects. There have been 11 speakers in the State Assembly since this bill was first talked about. And so you get a sense of, at least in Sacramento, the churning that goes on, the absolute dearth of any long-term planning or institutional memory on the legislative side. So we rely increasingly on the executive side, the Caltrans experts and others, to try to provide some long-term perspective and planning for us.
This project is a prime example of how different government agencies and partners, along with the citizens, can develop a solution for the community and beneficial to the community. No project gets built without partnership anymore. Partnership in funding, partnership in reaching consensus on the right project, as well as partnerships in bringing the project to fruition through delivery. And now, while Caltrans provided oversight and critical expertise, the highway infrastructure project is unique because regional agencies and local government have provided the funding, which is a total investment of $245 million.
We live in a wonderful region, and we are very lucky. And I think one of the things we are fortunate about is the generosity of our voters. And I'd also today like to salute their patience because it has taken a long time to get to the end of the Regional Measure 1 program, but that is exactly what today marks as an accomplishment some 23 years later.
I do want to thank everybody for being here. Really, this is a great day, and I'm quite sure that as most of us commuted through the 92880 interchange area, we knew that this project was never going to get done. But today we can now look the voters in the face and say, all this time that you have spent commuting through this area has now paid off. It is true that this area will be certainly an economic engine for us, helping us move transportation more effectively through this corridor.
Going south on 880 to west on 92, that's a gigantic improvement, just absolutely huge. And also I will say this, the auxiliary lane now between Tennyson and Jackson on the northbound has widened that out. So it's unclogged all kinds of things, dramatic improvement from where it was. I think Malcolm was talking about the construction zones, and there's one who was driving this particular thing going southbound many times in the wee hours of the night, wondering, okay, am I going to get past the flashing lights to get down to 2 lanes, 1 lane, or whatever it was, or detour off to Hesperian. I'm glad all of that's finished also. So from a personal anecdotal standpoint, this is a huge improvement.
The neighborhoods around this interchange rose up in pretty much almost unanimous opposition to this project, and I was among them and one of the most vocal. And reading through this scrapbook made me feel a little bit chagrined at some of the fiery comments I made. I mean, I have to tell you, I fought very, very hard to stop this project, and so did a lot of my neighbors. But I think that ultimately over time we came to realize the project was necessary. I do think this is a win-win, and that traffic will flow better, but neighborhoods' views have been changed. We really do want those trees and that landscaping, so we're not done yet. But I'd really appreciate the opportunity to be here today and to a little bit tell the story from the community side of what happened at this interchange. So thank you very much.